What is up, guys? It's DoubleWinning, and today I've got some more ranked gameplay analysis for you on my road to platinum. I think I had like 30-something LP, but there is something I need to clear up real quick. I actually had a game before this, and I went like 0, 12, and I want to say 7, but it was probably like 6, maybe 5, on Fizz mid, and it was a pretty depressing game. Actually, honestly, like, it didn't bug me that much because, like, while I was getting crapped on, we were just losing really bad, and I just kept like dying in team fights. I had gotten basically just dumpstered on by a Pantheon, and I recognized the mistakes I made, but unfortunately, I was not able to get the replay because I figured out one of the issues is while my LOL recorder is open on startup, I have to actually open the program and like bring it up. I don't know, it's stupid, but anyway, this is the game I played after that. We've got Jax top versus Aatrox, which Jax actually does really well against Aatrox, as you'll see here in a little bit, but that doesn't make the game easy for me. And so you can see here I start super aggressive against this Aatrox, and what this is going to allow me to do is basically scare the living crap out of him, because I'm going to hit level 2 here pretty quick, and I'm basically just going to hop on him, rev up my stun, and then he's going to get real scared. And I'm making sure to auto-attack in between each one of my movements. He flashes away, so top flash is blown right off the bat. One thing I wasn't doing, though, I wasn't paying attention to this. I didn't even notice any of this was going on. So what you're going to see here is you're going to see Lee Sin try and get away. The Jarvan comes in. Jarvan's now 1v3. However, Katarina does jump in, and Aatrox actually picks up a double kill. And so my team ripped on me a little there for basically being like, oh, well, it's all your fault that went poorly. And, I just was like, whatever. Like, whatever the situation, it happened, okay? But we still have an Aatrox with 2 CS, a XP disadvantage for now, until he clears these creeps. But he does start with double buffs and a double kill. So I'm like, oh, gosh, this is not going to be good. So, like, if you look at the gold difference, he has 1,300 gold to my 800 gold because of those that double kill there. But luckily, I am playing Jax, and Jax does really well against Aatrox just because one of Aatrox's main components is being able to auto-attack the crap out of everyone. And Jax is basically like, a herpity-derpity-derp, you can't do that. And then if he tries to just poke you with his E, you can just jump on him with your ult stack, and basically just QW with your ult stack, and you can do a ton of burst damage. So I'm going to get ganked here, and I believe... Oh yeah, this is actually a pretty good sidestep there. So I knew he was going to throw the Q, so I decided to try and sidestep it, and I was able to. And then I'm able to escape that gank because I don't have a ward, because I started with Doran Shield and a health pot, which is a fine start. I think it was a good choice for this matchup. I suppose I could have gone like Flask, but the Doran Shield just provides me with so much health and gives me all that all-in potential that is really good against Aatrox to start out, just because if you can blow that passive right off the bat, then it makes it really easy if a gank comes in. So I'm actually trying to freeze the lane toward my tower there, and I do a pretty good job here. This is something that I believe I do a few times in the game. Just I had remembered when I did it as Fizz versus Kha'Zix, it worked really well, but Aatrox actually ends up pushing it to my tower, which is kind of unfortunate. And I miss a few CS in this. I missed quite a few CS that I really didn't need to miss, which was it's something I need to work on. I'm just kind of calculating, like, what am I going to need to do to get this CS, and, like, what little tricks am I going to need to do, whether it's, like, using a W, or using your E, or using your Q, etc. So Aatrox actually backs, and he gets himself Vamp Scepter, a Doran's Blade, a Cloth Armor. I think, yeah, he just gets the 1 health pot, but he doesn't buy a ward. So if you look at the gold right now, he's 1,700 to 1,500 on me, or he's 1,800 rather. So he's only a little bit up on me. But I'm actually going to go back. I think I get 2 Doran's Blades, a ward, and a health pot. Let's find out here. Because I wanted to, yeah, exactly. So I got 2 health pots, actually. It's because I wanted to go for kind of that early game dominance. Because one thing is Jax's early game isn't that great. It's pretty good, but it's really that hyper late game that really makes his strength, like, just super good. And I noticed a big mistake I was making was I wasn't really building a lot of Doran's items on Jax when a lot of pro players were. And so I decided, I would try out, because 3 Doran's items is quite a lot of an investment. but it kind of makes the transition, because Jax buys pretty expensive items like Triforce, things like that, and Triforce and Hydra are like 2 big items on Jax. Having like the triple Doran start is honestly not that bad, because it allows you to transition into that. And so right here, I'm just basically harassing him with my ult stack. So every time you'll see like 1, 2, and then on the 3rd one, I can actually jump on him. And so if you see, sometimes I'll hit a creep twice, and then I'll be able to jump on him with my QW combo and do a ton of burst damage, and then just kind of back out. And then if he wants to go all in on me, I can just rev up my counter strike. And so he actually uses his ult to try and clear creeps, I guess. And so I just jump on him, pop his passive, and then Lee Sin comes in for the gank here. And so I have to try and dodge the Q again. This time he's only going to go for basically a guaranteed Q. I'm still trying to dodge it though. I used my ultimate because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to dodge it. Aatrox actually dives in on me, and so this is where I'm trying my best to try and make a play here. Aatrox gets away from the tower with barely any health. I'm dodging behind this Lee Sin, and he's actually able to kick me, his Dragon's Rage, over the tower length, which I was kind of disappointed about, but I was still able to get the kill on him. So I probably could have played that a little bit better, but I still thought I played that pretty decently well, because I was able to actually pick myself up a single kill, as well as doing a pretty significant amount to Aatrox there. I made it so he couldn't just keep pushing the lane, basically. So I actually go back, I get myself a Ruby Crystal, a Longsword, and 2 Sight Wards, because it looks like Lee Sin is going to be spending a lot of time top. Even though Aatrox started with the double kill, double buff, and Lee Sin ganks, I'm still ahead in CS, and I haven't even gotten a single gank from J4, so I was pretty proud of that. Because basically all the odds were, well, not all the odds, but a lot of the odds were stacked against me. Aatrox was given some favorable results, even though the Jax Aatrox matchup is pretty well in Jax's favor. I still thought it was pretty cool that even with all of his advantages, I was still doing pretty well. Like I said, I was building the Ruby Crystal and Phage, Ruby Crystal and Longsword to build into the Phage, which will eventually build into the Triforce. My ideal build, I'm sorry for that lag, I don't know what that was, is to go Triforce into Hydra. It's something I saw Dyrus doing. He had gotten a recommendation, I guess, from a guide on Reddit, and so I decided to try it out. And I tried a few normal games. I actually really liked it. It takes away some of the wave clear problems that Jax has, as well as gives him just like this ability to just kind of be a boss when he's fighting. And so right there, I probably could have killed the Aatrox, but I really screwed up. How I used my combo, and then the Lee Sin kind of disoriented me there. And so you'll see there, Aatrox is actually maxing his W, which I can see him doing that, because then he gets the 40 plus 14, so he gets 54 health, and then he gets 108 if he's below half. So if he's trying to sustain me, then that's all right. Personally, I really like maxing the E, the Blades of Torment, because it allows for good poking, but yeah, that's just me. But I can definitely see the argument for why you would want to max W in a matchup that you're losing. But yeah, so right now the CS is 74 to 64, so he's starting to catch up a little bit, and that's just frequent ganks. Plus, I had to clear out a little bit of a wave there, but I've got my Phage now, so this is going to allow me to kite forward. I still actually don't have boots, which is something I didn't really notice when I was playing the game. I think I might not actually get boots until I get my Triforce, which I thought was pretty funny. But see, like right there, I jumped in. You can even do it on your, like if you just hit a creep once, and then you Q onto them, and then auto attack W. Then it's a little bit of a delay on it on your combo, but it still works out pretty well. Sometimes it's just faster to hit a creep twice and then jump in with Q and W already revved up. It's a little bit less it's not as good of a use for your damage, but it's a lot faster if you just want to do a quick trade. So he's going to get double golem, so I'm going to get a ton of damage off on this tower. I think I might decide to commit on the tower. Yeah, so I decided to commit on the tower. At this point, he has no tower, so I use my stun. I'm actually able to Q onto him since I revved up the full stun after he flashed, but he uses his Bilgewater Cutlass, and that's able to slow me down. At this point, I don't have boots, and he Bilgewater Cutlassed me, so I didn't really think I was going to catch up to him. Plus, I already blew the flash, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And right now I'm just farming, because that's all you really need to do is Jax. Because it's a lot like Nasus. Well, okay, not as much like Nasus, but Jax will become a late game monster. And so, oh yeah, I was running down here to do Wraiths because I thought double golems were down, but then it turns out when I actually placed that ward, the double golems were actually up already. So I come in here for a gank on Kayle. She flashes away. Jarvan uses the ultimate. Pretty much a super easy kill there. She uses her ultimate, and so intervention, then I just ignite her and walk away. Because pretty easy kill there, and so now I'm able to go back. I think I've got 1,400 gold, so I think I get myself a Sheen to basically increase my my burst potential. Yeah, so this will allow me to do my same combo as before, except for do a ton more damage, as well as providing with a little bit more mana so that I can do the combo more often. So yeah, I'm just pushing the wave. Once I finish my Triforce, I'll work toward that the Ravenous Hydra. I keep wanting to call it Battle Fury, even though that's what it's called in Dota. I don't even play Dota. It's just that's what everyone called it when it first came out, and so I got used to it. Like, and I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Let's see here. So yeah, this is one thing. So if you'll notice during this game, mid lane is being pushed a ton, and nobody goes to respond to it. Later on in this game, they actually let them take the mid tower to get dragon, like mid inhib tower to get dragon. I'm just trying to push my top tower as much as I can. I failed flash there. I was trying to flash in so I can hit him with the stun and then finish him off, but it wasn't quite enough. But it did show that I am pretty dang strong, because Jax, if you get enough AD on him, his ultimate is ridiculous. Later on in the game, when I have a Triforce and the Ravenous Hydra, I actually get 100 armor from my ultimate. Absolutely ridiculous. So like Lee Sin and Aatrox try and fight me, and they just stand no chance. It's pretty cool. You'll see that later. Lee Sin comes on me, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna kick your butt," and I'm like, "I don't know, Lee. Are you?" So I'm trying to trying to kite backwards, and then I think I noticed the Aatrox coming. I think I saw him for a brief second, so I decided to run, and I know I have to dodge the Q, but Lee Sin just gives up, and so I walk away. And then I decided I need to go back, get my Triforce, and it looks like I didn't have enough gold for anything else. Yeah, I didn't really have enough gold for anything else. And so at this point, I'm just kind of pushing. And, I'm getting a ton of gold here. I have about a 30 CS lead. I'm about to be a little bit more than that. Then the Aatrox. Aatrox has built a Blade of the Rune King, as well as the Warden's Mail, with a little bit of magic resist, but I believe he's going to get Merc Treads, which is pretty good. So this is where I start to get a little frustrated. Katarina can't defend this because she's low. It's understandable. So these two are pushing. I decide to go back to defend this. They decide, oh, I know, we'll go get dragon. So they're getting dragon while we're trying to fight these guys. Luckily, I'm able to jump in here, get the double stun off, and kill both of these guys in a second here. You'll see I'm about to go Mammo. It's going to be close, but I do get it because Triforce on Jax is absolutely ridiculous. And there's, I'm just like hitting him with the big deeps. So I end up getting a double kill, which is alright, but it ended up kind of working out. But I was still kind of just like, are you serious? Oh, and then Lee Sin absolutely kills me, just murders me. And hey, look, if my teammates would have been there, I would have been fine. Or if I would have backed out earlier, but so whatever. I was just kind of sad that the team didn't respond when they were taking inhib tower, which I was just like, come on, man. But whatever. So we look at CS 151 to 115. I think Aatrox has been roaming more than I have. I'm 4-3-0, so my score isn't phenomenal at all. Definitely some more team plays I could have been making, but really as Jax, I'm just trying to farm, and push. Like, I know I can get to that godlike state where you get like 3 or 4 items. You get like your Triforce, you get your sustain item, whether you want it to be Gunblade, Blade of the Rune King, Hydra. I guess those are really the only ones you're gonna want to build. And then you build your defense item, whether it be like Randuin's or Guardian Angel. Okay, so this is the fight I'm talking about. I was like, wait a second, I'm pretty sure I can actually beat this. So I actually activated my ultimate, and it gave me a ton of armor. And Lee Sin kicks me away, and I'm like, oh man. And then I decide to use that to flash away, and then I Q to the creep. I thought I Q'd to the creep, but I guess not. And so he's actually going to get me here with his extended range. This isn't the fight then that I was talking about. Yeah, because I don't even have my Hydra yet. So my armor that I got from my ultimate wasn't quite enough. But later on, when they redo that fight and Jarvan just dies against Graves, I didn't even notice that during the actual game. But later on, when I get my actual when I get the Hydra, we're gonna have a rematch, and it's not gonna go as well for them, that's for sure. And so they are just pushing way better than we are. Like if you look at, they've got an open inhib. They've been keeping constant pressure on all the lanes, and it's just kind of unfortunate that we're not able to match that aggression. If you see on my, oh, we've got a little fight here. I go in, just basically whap him around a little bit, and Jarvan picks up another kill. Jarvan actually, it's funny, he complains about kill stealing this whole game. Like every time anybody gets a kill that he was participating in, he literally is like, way to do all the work and get the kill. And I'm just like, come on, man. And so I didn't think we were going to get that, because I thought Kale's intervention would actually be up, just because I didn't really remember her using it, and Kale's intervention is on such a low cooldown, like a 73-second cooldown, so it's not that low right now. Maybe she didn't have that before, so I'm just kind of used to Kale's cooldown always being like 40 seconds or something like that, so like it gets really stupid later on. And so I'm actually staying around near here, the Lucian. I believe at this time I was kind of worried, because I was like, Lucian, please don't get caught. Please don't get caught. But yeah, so basically my job this game is to just farm as much as I can and become this late game monster. In which I am going to get really, really strong. I don't quite get to use it. That's the problem with Jackson solo queue, is you never really get to that point where you are just like this 300 plus CS beast mode, 40 minutes in, where you jump in and you can't die after you activate your ultimate. But I still do get pretty strong. I think I have, yeah, so I have quite a lot of gold here. And I think we're about to see some action here, because I'm about to get a ton of gold. Yeah, I think we actually fight here. So yeah, we've got a nice fight coming in. Katarina actually goes in, uses her ultimate, uses Zhonya's, and then I jump in. I'm like, oh, what's up, Aatrox, baby Aatrox? And then we pop the passive, and we basically instantly microwave this guy, throw him into the dumpster, say goodbye. And I could have made a really bad joke there, but I did not. So we decided to actually push the tower instead. Use the Triforce procs to get mad deeps on this tower, and it is gone. So, and then I actually make a call for Baron. Because we didn't really have enough creeps to really do some significant damage there, and I figured might as well take advantage of some Baron control here. And so we actually take the Baron pretty slow. I thought we were going to get it way faster, and I kept asking J4 to tank here. I kept being like, J4, please, please, and he would literally back up. He would go in and then back up, and I'm like, J4, please, please, J4, you have good lifesteal, please, J4. I'm like taking so much damage, like unnecessary damage. But it doesn't end up mattering, so he's not gonna learn from it. I probably should have just taken blue here. Blue's actually super good on Jax if you don't have like an AP carry that really needs it, and Katarina definitely doesn't need it. So I think this is where I go back and get my Hydra. Yeah. Okay, so this is when I am beast mode. So I have Baron Nashor buff right now, so I have 305 AD, 74 AP, 1.2 attack speed, which is which gets even higher from my yeah, Relentless Assault. So like if I get my 6 stacks up here, you'll see. Yeah, so 6 stacks give me 1.7 attack speed with 300 AD, as well as getting Triforce procs and the splash damage. So right here, this is the fight I'm talking about. So we have 160 CS on Aatrox. Let's compare the golds. 9,000, 9,600 versus a 10,000 gold Jax. How do you think this is gonna go? Well, let's find out. And they're both only one level below me, but they're at 16. So they actually activate the random ones. I've got my stun going, and I'm like, let's go, sons! And they're standing right next to each other. So my Hydra's actually dealing splash damage to them. And they don't actually think that, I don't think they actually thought that I was going to put up that much of a fight. And so I decided to jump away, and I'm like, oh no, I'm getting beat. I'm getting beat. But I ain't getting beat, son. I ain't getting beat. I'm about to turn the beat around. Oh, what's up, son? Boom. Yeah, fight me. Fight me, Lee. Fight me. Oh, you guys scared? Oh, JK, what's good? Katarina's here. And so I think I leave Katarina to actually go get the Lee Sin. But as you can see there, I was actually putting up a pretty decent fight. While they were both super tanky, and I might not have been able to do might not have been able to kill both of them since I'm not really fed. I'm just pretty farmed. You can still see that I got super tanky, plus the lifesteal for my Hydra allowed me to be super beast mode. Especially in that 1v2 scenario where they were both standing next to each other. So I think actually just shut this Nidalee up here real quick. I dodged the trap, you know, just little small things. She's like, I'm gonna throw a spirit. And I'm like, what'd you say, girl? What'd you say, girl? I got that burst. And then Jarvan steals it. After, you know, the whole game, he's been like, oh, kill steals. He just goes like right ahead and just steals that. I'm like, what? So at this point, I'm just like, well, screw it. Let's just get some deeps off on this tower. We dodge the Aatrox Q. Aatrox activates the ultimate. It's like, let's fight. And I'm like, okay, well, just have Jarvan take that kill as well. Tower is actually damaging me. I'm running away. I'm like, mama, no. But then I'm like, oh, I ain't scared of nothing. I'm like, Lee Sin, I'm scared of you, please. And then Lee Sin fires the Q the other direction. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to head back. And then I'm like, wait, the game is definitely over, so I'm just going to kind of hang out here. And then we have a Kale that runs out here, and she's like, I have an ultimate. I have home guards. I won't die. And then she actually does die, and that's the end of the game. If you guys enjoyed that video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I've got my outro coming up, and I hope you guys are enjoying these ranked analyses on my way to Platinum. If you are, be sure to tell me in the comments below. And as always, guys, stay classy and keep winning. Check out some of my other videos. Peace. On the left here, we've actually got my first episode of how to get out of ELO hell, so if you're struggling, you can click that video over there. And on the right, we've got the previous video in my ranked analysis for my road to Plat, where I'm playing Fizz mid. If you guys want to check that out, just be sure to click each of the links on the screen now. And as always, guys, stay classy and keep winning. You guys are the best.